Lex Reads. So in today's video, I actually wanted to, once again, it's a new month, I wanted to clean my library and show you guys some recent books that I have purchased. And I tend to like to do these when there's a new month, and we're still kind of early in the month, a little bit. So I just want to share my process with you guys. So before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Before we get started, I went to a bookstore, Schuler's Bookstore. I've told you guys about this. This is near my job. And I wanted to get, of course, I've been talking about it, the new release of the Davenports. This is the second book. It's called More Than This. And I'm so excited about it. Isn't it so pretty? I would have to say, though, the first cover is bomb. Where's that first cover? Oh man, I've already, girl, bent it or whatever. But I mean, this cover, just look at that. You know what? I thought about it. This is such a bookish thing. I'm like, I don't have the hardcover for the first book, but I have the hardcover, obviously, for this book because I bought this like a year after, or yeah, because the publisher sent me like an arc of it, and I don't like arcs because clearly it's not finished. So I end up just buying it. When I bought it, I know they had a hardcover or a paperback, and of course paperback is cheaper because this was $12.99 as opposed to $20. But now once I saw this, I was like, oh, I kind of wish I would have got hardcover. But it still is pretty. It still is pretty. I'm not gonna go back and get a hardcover of this because I really like this book, but it's not like a book that's just, oh my goodness, like it's not a Yellow Wife. And you guys remember I was telling you, in order for me to get like multiple copies of books, it has to be, oh my goodness, like off the radar, keep on thinking about it. It has to be like that. So far I have not had that experience since Shadiqua Johnson's books. I think the last time I bought a second copy of a book was House of Eve, and that came out last year. But so excited to read this. I am going to start this tonight. Just got out of the bathtub and I was continuing to read this book. This is our book club pick for Lex Reads, One Summer in Savannah by Tara Shelton Harris. My last video I did, the ultimate book video, I was raving about this. Just a quick synopsis. You have a girl named Sarah. She got pregnant due to rape and she keeps her child. And she moves back, well, not moves back, but her dad is ill. And so she goes back to Savannah. And the attacker's family, they want to get back into her life because they find out that she has a daughter, Elena. And she basically tells her attacker's brother, he's a twin brother, that only you can deal with Elena, but just you, not the family, not anyone else. And so I'm at the part where they have like kind of came to that arrangement a little bit. It's not a spoiler because it's on the back of the book, but this is so good. I have been tabbing it. I can't tell you the last time I tabbed a book. Yeah, probably, like I said, I do want to start this because I want to pick off where we left off. It was it was a cliffhanger. So yeah, and every time that I start reading this, I remember when I was reading the first book of Davenport's, I started rewatching The Gilded Age. That is on HBO or Max. HBO, okay. Can't wait to get into that. So we are going to have to clean this up. It's not too bad, which is good. And then also too, can you guys see this? This I need to clear out because I'm not doing that TBR. I'm not finishing my TBR for the rest of the year. I mean, we don't have time, and I've just been so preoccupied with other books. And like I told you guys, when I do my TBR for next year, the max I'm putting it is 6 books. That's it. I'm not because I just get defeated, and I think I get over, like, I'm just, the new year starts and you feel like you have so much time, and it just, those months and months and months, it really goes by fast. I mean, we're already in November, like the year's basically over. And yeah, I mean, I read a good amount of my books on my TBR, but I didn't read all of them, and that is bothering me every time when I want to pick something up and I'm like, whoa, girl, you got to read something from your TBR. Yeah, I'm not doing that. So I do want to kind of clean this off, put those books back on the shelves, and yeah. I do think I am going to finish Anna Karenina because you guys know I was reading this physically and listening to it, and I only have like 6 hours left. So I know that I can do that. And what I'm going to do is, I was starting like Black Girl Read Anna Karenina. I'm just gonna, the last episode, I'm gonna wrap up my thoughts, kind of give like a review, because I don't want to leave you guys hanging. If you guys have watched those like previous blogs or whatever, I do give spoilers, and this is a conversational piece. And also too, the fact that this is a classic and it's not laborious just blows my mind, because that's the main thing when it comes to classics. It's just, oh my gosh, it can just be too boring. And with this, it is not. This is drama and tea, and y'all know how I feel about my drama and tea. So I am going to keep this on there. But yeah, these, I'm going to put these back. These are some of my J. California Cooper books. I am going to revisit her, obviously, because she is one of my favorites. But for right now, we're going to have to put Miss J back on the shelf. And you know what? I think I'm going to get rid of this. This is taking up a big amount. And I know I'm not going to read that. But that is... Who is this? Gail Jones. Gail Jones is an author that... Who discovered her? Toni Morrison back in the 70s. Gail Jones, you have to get your mind right for her, because she writes very hard topic books. Like rape, incest, murder. If you have read this book, Eva's Man, it gets you all the way together. That's a book that I would say trigger warnings. Like, she's a fantastic author and her writing is amazing, but I would not, if I recommend her, I would say trigger warning, you're going to deal with a lot of trauma, and some people, they just can't deal with that. But yeah, her books are hard to digest. This was one of her books that she came out with, the first book she came out with, like over 20 years or something like that. And I got it and started it and couldn't get into it. And this came out in 2021. So I think I'm going to put this in the pile, because I'm not going to read this. Because it was too confusing. I mean, even reading the synopsis is confusing. So yeah. Okay, this is a slavery novel. This was our last month's pick for Lex Reads book club. It was really good, by Sophronia Scott, Wild, Beautiful, and Free. It is a slavery themed book. It was really good. So that goes here. Do I have some space? Yeah, okay. This is Donna Hill. I was reading this. I got to page 127. I think I'm going to keep this on there because I do want to finish that. Okay, and then these are some books that I think I got for my birthday. Y'all, I still haven't read. I got to be in the mood. These. What is this called? The Maple Hills series or whatever. So I have this one, the first one, and this is the third one. A lot of people are saying that the second one was kind of boring, but again, I said I'm gonna read the first one. If I like it, then I'll maybe read like the second one. But you can read these out of sequence. So yeah, the reason why I want to get this one, because it looked like the male character is black. So yeah. Who is this? Connie Briscoe. She's a good author from the 90s. Truman Capote. We're gonna put him. Truman is over here. Y'all know I separate my books by race. It is what it is. Okay, I do want to read this. This is Jasmine Guillory, Drunk on Love. Do you want to read that? And I do want to read this. I saw, what was I at the bookstore today? The third book of this series just came out. I just have this book, and I said I want to read this one, and if I like it, I'll get the second one and then the third one. Now, since I don't have that TBR, I'm feeling good. You know what I mean? I just feel free. I know I'm being so dramatic, but that TBR was bounding, okay? So yeah, I am gonna eventually read that. So I'm gonna put that over there because that's not like a priority. Also, you know, I think I'm gonna put this there too. I know I'm gonna read this probably next year. but I'm not gonna put it on my TBR list to be like, girl, read it. This is not one that's just gonna be mandatory for me. Okay, so for now, I think I'm just going to leave this like this because I am gonna have to do my TBR for 2025, but I'm gonna do that next month when I do Vlogmas. So yeah, because I still got to figure out which ones I want. Okay, so now let's put some books back. This is Harlem Renaissance, Harlem Renaissance. I need to read this. This is one of my favorite authors from the Harlem Renaissance, Jessie Redmond Fawcett. And I've read, I think, have I read all of her books? No. This one, and There's Confusion, because she only has 1, 2, 3, 4 books. And I just, for some reason, and it's not like this book is bad. It's not. But I just keep on getting distracted. So we're going to hold off on this. When I want to read a Harlem Renaissance book, and when I want to get back in that, you know, headspace and genre, I'll pick American Comedy style up. Okay, and then this is my Down the Hill. And okay, these books, this is YA. These need to go over on that shelf. So let's go over there. 5. Where did she go? This is Proclige. I Wish I Had a Red Dress. This is the sequel to, oh, I always forget the title. What Looks Like Crazy on an Ordinary Day. You guys know I read that like almost 2 years ago and loved it. And I wanted to read more about her sister. Now I really don't care about her sister. So yeah, eventually, you know, we'll get back to Joyce. That was her name. Let's put this right here. Y'all know I just got this and read it. Not So Perfect Stranger by L.S. Stratton. And I'm going to be doing a book haul really soon because I have some books that I have ordered. Because y'all know I have been on this thriller kick since last month. Oh, you know what? I'm going to put this on my TBR cart because this is one of my anticipated reads. Again, when I my last video, I was reading this, but then I got distracted when I read the L.S. Stratton. I am going to get back to this because I do need to read this before the year ends. But like I said, I'm going to give myself grace because if I don't read it this month, I for sure am going to read it in December because this was one of my anticipated reads. This is a sequel to The Girl with a Louding Voice, and I absolutely love that book. I remember reading it in 2020, and it was like one of my favorite books at that time. So I'm going to put this back on that shelf. So the library is actually not that bad. I'm just putting books back because like when I share them with you guys, instead of me putting them back right after, I don't. And then I get frustrated because I don't feel like doing this. Oh girl, let me sit down. Okay, so this slavery novel that goes, okay, up here. This needs to go back in the kitchen because I actually use that when I drink coffee. Okay, let's put this right here. All right, that's what I want to show you guys. So did you guys see the trailer? I need to watch the trailer, the full trailer of what's the movie that Tyler Perry is doing? I know Kerry Washington is starring in it. It's about the like, oh, the black woman that served during World War II. And I have a book about that. It's a historical fiction that the publisher sent me, some years ago. Now, I was kind of leery when I saw that he was doing a movie because I don't, no shade. I like Tyler Perry, and I have seen a good amount of the Medeas, and also his other movies. I don't like the way he writes women characters. And then they be the same. It's the same story. It's the same story. When I saw this, I was actually excited, but I was also kind of hesitant. But then I thought about it. For Colored Girls, he directed. But I said, well, he didn't write that. And Shocky Strange wrote that. And that was, I mean, she could write. What is that movie called? I know it's coming on Netflix. The 6888. It's a historical war drama about the only black female unit that served in World War II. And it's coming next month in December. It doesn't have a date. I probably am gonna watch it. Oh, it says December 20th. Okay. But the book that even before I remember seeing this, This is the book that the publisher sent me. Here it is. It's called Sisters in Arms by Kaya Alderson. And I'm curious to see when this came out. 2021. But yeah, it's a historical fiction. This is going to be one that I want to read. I don't remember a lot of people talking about this when this came out. If you guys have read this, did you like it? You know what? Since I'm already up, let me kind of do this right. I still have not read her stories yet. This is another author that I want to read. This is Diane Oliver. I actually bought this on release day. It's Neighbors and Other Stories. Diane was a young writer. She passed from a car accident when she was like early 20s, and she did publish a little bit of some short stories. But then this year, book was finally published, like all of her stories, like in a complete like book. And her one story I think she's known for, I actually did read it. Some of the anthologies that I have, they had some authors that were kind of like unknown, and her story, is it Neighbors? I think it is the self-titled. Yeah, I think it's Neighbors. I read that one. I remember after reading that, I was thinking, I really want to like read more of her, you know, stories. And then I saw that this came out because Tari Jones, she is the author that wrote An American Marriage. She did a introduction from this book. And if you go on her like Instagram, she was like really publicizing it. And I also watched a good interview of her, I think the publishers, and then some of Diane's family, like her sister and some nieces and things like that. They came out, talked about Diane, and just was saying how she would just be so happy that, you know, she has her book out and people are reading it. So I thought that was really neat. But yeah, I need to read that. Oh, you know what too? Speaking of thrillers. Okay, so I did have this thriller. I remember actually buying this from Target. My Sister, the Serial Killer. I'm not even going to try to attempt this author's name because I know I'm going to butcher it. It is she Nigerian? No, she's African. Oh, this is pretty. Girl, I bought this book how many years ago? I didn't even notice that. Y'all, I was saying that Wanda and Morrison? She might be my next read for thriller, but Now, if you guys have read this is not scary. I don't think it is, because I remember everyone was talking about it when this came out. It was a big sensation. I believe this is actually a New York Times bestseller book. And see, Entertainment Weekly called it a slimy black comedy. Okay. Huh. Because again, doesn't her sister, she like cleans up after her sister because her sister like kills her boyfriends. You know what? I'm going to put this on this TBR card. And like now, since I'm sitting here and going through the romances, now for some reason I want to pick up a romance book. My mind. You know what I could pick up, but that's not romance. Those are eroticas. Did I show you guys those? They're little mini books. Where are those? Wait, let me show you guys those. This is fine. I don't need to clean anything off this. I mean, yeah. Y'all know I've been in my romance bag for some time. Here they are, guys. They're in a random spot. These, oh, one of them is Christmas. I can read during Christmas. Okay, I'm going to have to save that one. It's Thoughty or Nice, oh Lord, by Brienne, is it Dion? These, I showed you guys these. These are, they're not romances, they're eroticas. I think I only read one of them, which I can't remember. I think I read this one, Talk to Me Nicely. When I say these are, yeah, they give you Zane vibes. If you are into erotica, they'll be up your alley. They're really short and sweet. Like, yeah. This one, I remember, she was a radio DJ, but also she has a job where she's like, a sex operator. It kind of gives you that vibe. Y'all remember that movie that Spike Lee did with the girl? Wasn't she like a sex like operator or whatever? What is that movie called? See, now that's gonna bother me. Girl 6. It gives you that type of vibe, okay? Because like that's her one of her occupations, but one of like her main clients or yeah, that's what you said. Yeah, he ends up going on the radio show, and I think they realize like, oh Lord, we know each other, and that's all I remember. I've only read one. I think I'm gonna read this one for Christmas during Christmas time. Okay, what's this one about? Words of affirmation are still my love language. Somehow, like only he could, Kaylin made them sound even more pleasurable around Christmas time. He was my gift that kept on giving. Okay. And also too, I know one of these, I think this one, her it's she has a sister and one of the sisters have like a book. Flipping through this and they're saying some stuff. Okay. Yeah. I forgot all about these. So, okay, you know what? I think I'm done, you guys. I'm just rambling on because, yeah, this time around, the library wasn't crazy. So, yeah, guys, that is it when it comes to cleaning my library. Because, of course, you guys already know, like I said, I have some books on the way. And now I have room to put them. So that is always a win. So, yeah, guys, that's all I have for you. And I'll be back with more Black Books. Bye.